This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today is Wednesday, which means we're doing a viewer's question video. So if you have any questions, then get in touch. You know, anything of a guitar or music related nature and you think I'm the bloke to answer, get in touch. You can use my email address, jrguitartuition@gmail.com. You can leave a comment below this or any of my other videos, or you can get in touch via my website. You can see the address at the top of the screen, link in the description. Use the contact form there, get in touch and let me know what's on your mind. One chap who did exactly that is called Dan, and this was his question.
Hi John, quick question. You play a few different guitars in your videos. Which one's your favourite? Dan.
So yes indeed, I am very, very fortunate to own a number of rather nice guitars. You know, I count my blessings every day on that regard. But as to which one is my favourite, well, that's a little bit like saying, you know, do I prefer a full English cooked breakfast of bacon, eggs, sausage, black pudding, fried tomatoes, fried bread and hash browns, maybe a few baked beans as well, or do I prefer chicken tikka jalfrezi or whatever is my current favourite from the local curry house? It's difficult, it's impossible to choose between them, but here's a few that always seem to be in regular rotation. Yeah, so at the moment, and these things are subject to change, I would say those 5 guitars there are the ones that I just seem to reach for more than any of the others that I've got around here. By the way, full tab for that little jam there in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and the jam track I was using too. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of the bits and pieces and goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down in the description. Anyway, let's just have a quick little yarn or two about the 5 guitars that you saw there. This is the newest edition, and at the time of filming this video, it's still basking in that new guitar novelty factor. It is a really nice guitar to play. It sounds really good as well, I think, and looks pretty good as well. I don't know if you can see like the figuring in that neck there, you know. And to address the elephant in the room, yes, this guitar does bear a striking resemblance to a certain other guitar that I had a strong association with for quite some time. I didn't buy this guitar as a replacement for that other guitar. Basically, I ordered this because it was going for a really, really good price in that sale that Thomann had going on. And you know, the kind of situation with my old signature guitar is something I've been through quite a bit, and I'm not going to kind of start dragging that up at every opportunity. But I ordered this guitar before that whole signature guitar situation went south. So, you know, this guitar was already on its way to me before all that happened. It's a Harley Benton, as you can tell, Harley Benton Fusion T, and it ticks a lot of boxes for me. Telecaster shape, twin humbuckers, fixed bridge, you know, and the stainless steel frets on this are absolutely staggering to play on. Really kind of slippery and slick, and you know, kind of fast and nice to you know, and it just kind of it feels like the guitar is giving you a little bit of a helping hand. It's not getting in your way when you're trying to do any of the sort of twiddly stuff. So that's this is a guitar that, as I say, is very much the new kid on the block at the moment, and is basking in that novelty factor. We'll see how what sort of longevity it has. But let's move on to the next one in that piece, which is this one, this Corsair, which has been modded quite a bit since I got it. I bought this used off a good mate of mine in the Netherlands. He's called Edwin, and he had this, and he just realised he wasn't really a Telecaster kind of guy, I think. But if you've never played these guitars, then you owe it to yourself to try one out. I was very, very taken with the headless one that I had a little while ago, but I just couldn't quite get past the headless nature of it. You know, but I thought, if I can get my hands on one of the Telecaster kind of shaped ones like this, then you know, I'm sure that would speak to me in great volume, and it does. It's been modded, as I say. The original pickups are the one thing that I don't like about the guitars. I always find them a bit muddy sounding. So this now has an Artec Alnico 5 hot rail style pickup in the bridge, and a Tone Rider Alnico 2 Blues in the neck, and it's also got the compensated, I think, Wilkinson barrel type Telecaster brass saddles, so it intonates really well as well. It's a modern feeling Telecaster style guitar. It'll still do all the kind of clanky, kind of gutsy retro Telecaster sort of stuff as you heard in that little demo, but it's got a real, you know, kind of slick, modern kind of feel to it as well. As I say, the necks on these guitars are absolutely astounding. So, you know, this is a guitar that every time I pick it up, I think, why do I ever play anything else? So, let's see what else I did play in that piece of music. Can you see a theme developing here? This is my actual Telecaster. I refer to the others as Telecasters because, you know, it's the shape and everything. It's in the same way as, you know, you buy a cheap disposable ballpoint pen and you refer to it as a biro, regardless of which company made it, you know. This is my made in Mexico Nashville Deluxe Telecaster, or Deluxe Nashville. I always forget which way around they go. And this was given to me as a gift by a chap who I presume is probably watching this video now. He's a student and a friend of mine in America. He's called Joe, and he's a guitar collector. And he was having a ferret around in his guitar room one day, opened a case, and there was one of these inside. He thought, forgot I had that. You know, he'd forgot that he'd bought it. And anyway, basically, next time we spoke on Zoom, he said, do you want it? And of course I did the completely kind of British thing of, oh, I couldn't possibly, but, you know, it soon became apparent that I was going to offend the chap if I protested too much. So I said, yes, thank you very much, I'll accept it in good grace. But then what happened was it turned out to be too expensive for Joe to ship the guitar from the States to me. So he just went onto Thomann's website and ordered me this guitar and had it delivered to me. And I got the email one morning. I think it was one Saturday morning or possibly whatever. Anyway, I'd been having a drink the night before, and you get that email in your inbox saying order confirmation, and you think, oh, what have I done? What have I done? Drunk in charge of a credit card once again. But it wasn't. It was just Joe had ordered me this guitar. I've modded it a little bit. I am a sucker for a tortoiseshell scratch plate, so it's got that there now, and it's also got the Gilmore mod on this little mini switch here. If you don't know what that is, basically on any 3 pickup Fender style guitar, the one setting that you can't get is the neck and bridge pickups on together, which for me on a Telecaster is, it's kind of an essential part of the sound. So now, thanks to this little mini switch here, it now does everything the Strat can do and everything that a Telecaster can do. I absolutely adore this guitar. I treasure it, and I'm still flabbergasted and blown away by Joe's generosity in buying me this guitar. Thank you once again, Joe. I can't say it enough. I absolutely adore this guitar. Anyway, let's see what was next up in that little jam at the top of the video. Yeah, the PRS. This is a 2016 Paul Reed Smith S2 Standard 24 Satin. And I did a video with this a little while ago, gosh, probably about a year ago now, called The Perfect PRS. Because to me it is. It's got all of that kind of unparalleled, I would say, PRS build quality. I mean, this thing is, I would say it's built like a tank, but that kind of implies that that it's a heavy kind of lumpen thing. It isn't. It's very light. I think it's about just a shade over 3 kilos, this guitar. But the neck with a satin PRS finish on it is just the most addictive neck to play on, the pickups are strange. I don't normally like high output pickups, but this bridge pickup here is a real star of the show. It's the HFS, which is the pickup they were putting in this model of guitar back in 2016, and we've got a vintage bass in the neck, and it is such a versatile guitar, just from a 3-way pickup selector, a volume control, single coil switching, and a tone control. The trem on this is pretty much bulletproof. I can't knock it out of tune. To me, it proves that the whole kind of 80s thing of having a Floyd Rose, having the strings locked here and then kind of all the fine-tuning shenanigans down there, is just an unnecessary lump of ironmongery, really, because this trem here never goes out of tune. You can do all your dive bombs, not that I tend to do that thing very often, but you can do all this sort of dive bombing kind of stuff, and all the kind of exuberance that you associate with 80s rock, and it's just a great guitar to do that on. And as I say, versatile. The thing that makes this the perfect PRS for me is it doesn't have that sort of Liberace or Footballers' Wives aesthetic to it, where it's all kind of dripping in mother of gold plate and and bird inlays and all that sort of stuff, which I find a bit of a turn off, to be honest with you. It's a little bit like big chunky kind of gold medallion and leather trousers. That's the sort of look that I associate with that kind of high end opulence. Very very fine line between luxuriant and ostentatious, and I think a lot of PRSs sit the wrong side of that line, but this one doesn't. I bought this used a couple of years ago, and it's a great workhorse guitar and plays beautifully, and I love the sound of it. So yes, that's me PRS, the S2 Standard 24. Let's see what the final guitar was. My Les Paul. This is the Les Paul Tribute that... Well, the reason I bought this, really, was because I had a big bill off the taxman. And given what I do for a living, guitars are kind of tax deductible. So after I'd paid that tax bill, I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna buy I'm gonna spend a bit more money on guitars that I can write off against tax. So this is I bought this, I think, in April 2022. Or around about then, I forget. But anyway, I've had it a little while now, and it's the third Gibson Les Paul that I owned. I owned one in the 80s when I was at college, a Les Paul Deluxe, which were going for like ridiculously low prices then, because it was the 80s and everybody wanted something with a Carla or a Floyd Rose and a pointy headstock, and I managed to pick up a Les Paul Deluxe then for, I think it was a 70s one, for a very, very good price. I forget how much, but it was affordable, even for me on a student budget. Then I ended up in the early 90s, I ended up with, I think it was, I can't remember, I think it didn't say Gibson Les Paul Standard on it, but I think it was either a Standard or a Studio with a nice top. I forget which one, and of course I don't have any photos of it to identify with, but I sold that because I was, kind of a bit financially embarrassed at the time. And then 30 years go by, and I buy this one, and I've had lots of other single cut Les Paul copy style guitars through me hands in the intervening years, and the thing I always used to say until I got this guitar was, they'd be great, there'd be that new guitar novelty factor that surrounds any new purchase, the new kid on the block, the new toy in the box, and then they would sort of fade away a little bit and spend most of the time either in the case or on the stand and end up getting sold. This one is the first Les Paul that I've had in 30 years that actually I feel like I've bonded with. Well, I have bonded with it. A very kind chap called Joshua sent me, free of charge, just out of the goodness of his heart, a set of Bass Booker 2 and 3 pickups to put into this, and it's really, really brought the guitar to life. I was kind of thinking, I was kind of curious, I was kind of gassing for what they call them, an Eastman SB59 guitar, because find a bad review of one of those, you can't really, can you? And I think, I need to get my hands on an Eastman. But you know what? After 30 years, finding the guitar that you really bond with, and that the sounds the way you expect this kind of guitar to sound, this one's going nowhere. It's just dropping those bass bookers in, thank you Joshua, has cured me of my Eastman gas. So there you go. Those are the 5 guitars that on a regular basis at the moment, these things are always subject to change, but at the moment those are the 5 guitars that I would consider my favourites, the ones that I reach for habitually on a daily basis, sometimes on an hourly basis. Sometimes I'll kind of, I'll be playing one of them and I'll look over at the stand and think, I fancy playing that one for the next couple of hours. So there you go, folks. That's the video for today. Hope you've enjoyed it and found it entertaining and informative in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday 5 p.m. UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars and a whole host of other things. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.